Hi community of awesome, I'm Ava J and this is Bookish Pixie. So the day is here, it's November 1st. I've already done week by week vlogs with tips for that particular week of NaNoWriMo, which I will link to below. But today I want to talk about a writing strategy that is especially useful during NaNoWriMo and is just useful in general. So today I'm talking writing sprints and how to make the most of them. So what is a writing sprint? A writing sprint is when you write for a certain period of time and you only write. The idea is that you try to get as many words as you can before the timer runs out. I find it helpful because it forces me to focus on just my writing, and when I do that, I write a lot faster. First, find the right tool. There are lots of applications out there that make writing sprints very easy. A free option is my Write Club's word sprints, which I've mentioned before and I'll link to below. Another is Write or Die, which you can buy. There are others out there, but those are the two I'm most familiar with because I've used them. If you don't want to use an application, you can create your own word sprint by opening up whatever your favorite word processing program is, making sure that the word count bit is somewhere visible so that you can see it as you're typing, and putting a timer also somewhere visible so you can see that, counting down as you write. If you don't want to do all that, then I recommend using one of the writing programs. They also have an extra bonus of using reinforcement to encourage you to continue to write. My Write Club does positive reinforcement, and for every 100 words you write, it gives you a little star, whereas Write or Die does negative reinforcement, and when you stop writing for a certain period of time, the screen goes red and it starts playing a really loud noise until you continue writing. Use whatever program works best for you, but it often helps if you have an application that can keep you focused during your writing sprint. Second, get social. Now what I mean by get social is to use social media to go out and find writers who are going to be writing the same time that you are. Twitter is great for this because you can almost always find someone who is tweeting about writing, in which case you can ask if they'd like to do a word sprint with you. In November especially, the NaNoWriMo hashtag is often full of writers who are working on their nano novel, so again, can be a good place to find someone to sprint with. Alternatively, my Write Club does this for you and has it built into the program. So when you do your word sprint, you can choose global sprint, and then you can see who else is using my Write Club to sprint during that particular sprint. And you can chat with them if you want to, or you just use them to motivate you to write because you can see their progress. Third, cut out distractions. If you're using an application, it can likely do this for you just by using it full screen and closing out of any other tabs. If you're not using an application, this will require a little more discipline. It means closing out of all other programs and tabs and anything that is distracting you and just focusing on your writing. I also find it helpful to turn my phone screen down so that the notifications don't distract me while I'm writing. Another good program for cutting out distractions is Forest for your phone. And basically it's this app where you keep it open while you're supposed to be working, and it just shows this little tree that grows as you work, and it rewards you for not exiting the app. And if you use an application that doesn't require the internet and you need to remove temptations, Self-Control is an app that you can use for Mac that closes out of your internet for a certain specified period of time so that you can just focus on what you're doing. Fourth, write. So this is the most important part. While you are sprinting, you need to be writing and just writing. This is where you need to shut off your editing brain and just write. It doesn't matter if you think the words you're putting down are absolutely terrible or the worst thing you've ever written, just get the words down. Seriously, do not worry how bad or good the writing is right now. That's completely irrelevant when you're sprinting. Right now, what's most important is getting the story down one sentence, one paragraph, one page, one scene, one chapter at a time. As long as the timer is counting down, you need to get as many words as you can on the page, and that's it. Fifth, take a break. Once the timer has stopped counting down, it is time for your break. Whether your break will be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, or more, what's important is that you give your brain some time to rest and then start getting ready for the next sprint. Through this method, you can write a book one sprint at a time. And that's how you get it done. So that's what I got for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and I'll see you guys next week.